So they started bouncing a ball again. So it's 6:35 now. 6:35. So this is why people say, like, God said, the Bible says, it's easier for a rich man to go through the needle of a camel to go through the eye of a needle. The Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is a rich man to get into heaven, because that's, I believe, it can be interpreted by anyone, but I believe that it's because we're in heaven here, and the rich people think, I'll give to the poor, make them feel good. Then they don't know real life experience. They don't talk to people whose life is real life experience. They lump us all in with the demons, and the fact is, that's what they call it, the deep state, because these socialist agendas are taking everything that the rich people earn with their high intelligence and their earnability, I don't know what you would call it. So people's wealth, smart, rich, talented, successful, and they earn that money. They should be keeping it all, every cent. It's better. It's egotistical to give. When you give, you get a good feeling. You're like, oh, I feel great. It's egotistic that you give. People don't give because they really care. They don't really care. They give because that gives them a good feeling. Not in all cases, I'm sure, but that's like when people think they've got a high intelligence about poor people and stuff like that, it makes them feel good. Well, I understand that somebody's homeless, they need help. It makes them feel good. I'm intelligent, I've just figured that out. It gives you a feeling in your brain, cortisone levels drop from in your brain, and I feel good. Try and fight that. Try and fight with somebody with that cortisone level dropping in their brain, and tell them the truth. You're not gonna be able to explain it to them. You may as well be trapped in an ambulance, inside an ambulance, with doors that lock from the outside, inside a padded other door that only opens from the outside, with multiple locked doors inside that door, getting driven to a morgue psychiatric facility and be locked up in that psychiatric facility with a terrorist tormenting you in that ambulance, that you're going straight to that insane asylum right next to the morgue, because the insane asylums are always placed next to the morgue. And you're going to be locked up in this insane asylum facility, and you're in that ambulance right now with that demon. You're not going to explain to somebody that they're not highly intelligent for helping a poor person. You're not gonna. They feel good. They're intelligent. They've figured some stuff out. That's why they call it the deep state. Right? So let's figure that out. There are socialist agendas that feed terrorists dealing drugs, human trafficking, sex trafficking, racketeering, RICO, and that's the deep state agenda. The deep state goes to Parliament. The deep state is in Parliament. The deep state is in there telling all these people who think they're well-to-do how great it is. That's the deep state. That's the deep state. There are all these people put in to build the political framework for this evil, for the evil of demons, to get funded. That's what the deep state is. They're hiding, they have a socialist agenda. And what is the Antichrist? Comes as light to fool everyone. That's what the Antichrist is in the Bible. Comes as light. Comes as good to fool everyone. We're getting all these charities to help all the poor people, even for the elect. They wouldn't be saved. The deep state, they've got some person on the payroll in the NGO. I will not kick out the drug dealers. I will kick out the good tenants and call them bad. All the people who are forwarding our agenda will be protected. That's exactly what you've got going on here. This has been on Mission Australia's radar, in email, in writing, since April, with a police report. Would they respond to that? Yes. A sane, helping the poor agency would respond to that. That's why they're on six-figure salaries, isn't it? That's what they do. They don't do much else. They're not creating rocket science here. They don't actually need any brains. I don't think it takes a brain cell. And that's the rules that I'm being told. You know? But it's not out of... It is exactly in line with what they've done already. And that's all they do. They put all the bad ones in here and they protect them. And the bad ones run drugs for them, run the agenda, and they never kick them out. Just so happens all the bad ones have really bad genes, foul genes, the foulest genes. The foulest stench. And they're all the ones that are on the deep state payroll. And that's just setting up socialist agendas and misusing it to deal drugs and being protected by their rulers who are getting six-figure salaries to help the poor and doing the exact opposite. So you might go to work and work at a Mission Australia and you're gonna, I'm helping the poor, this agency helps the poor. You might actually think that. But where are the benchmarks? Where are the guidelines? Where are the standards? Where are the safety nets? How can you defend that I have told Mission Australia in email, I've told Mission Australia on phone calls. Over 10. So many, it's just unbelievable. They're talking to me. And I've got a police event number, which I've given them. And they're still living there. They've been living there since November 2025, and it's now August 2026. And Mission Australia has known from me since April, in writing, with a police event number, in phone calls, in person, and they've done nothing. How is that? What did you say? Helping the poor, doing them? How is that? They've got 10 people living there dealing drugs. They've got 10 people living there, and they know, and they've done nothing. You know what? It's a deep state, so that's why they say in the Bible, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is a rich man to get into heaven. Because you're going to be feeding these demons. Everyone's the same. You're lumping me into the same category as these crackheads. I'm held on high standards, accused of things that I don't do. You're lumping me into that. If I had a little bit of help, if I could even get sleep, I can't even sleep. And you're lumping me here with these people who have earned over $50,000 free rent, dealing drugs. Just want a little bit of help to get ahead. If I could just get a little bit of help. You're lumping me into that category with them. You've just made a fatal error. Might make you feel good thinking that. You're leaving me here with demons. Who are attacking me for pay. The lowest of the low. So you haven't gotten out in the world, you have no real world experience. You've never listened to anybody on it. You listen to them for 5 minutes. Their whole goal is to get paid for committing crime. That's their goal. Why are you funding that? They should be in jail. Their whole goal. You listen to them for 5 minutes. They couldn't come up with a coherent sentence. Listen to them for 5 minutes. And listen to other people. Listen to me. What I'm saying. These people are holding all the other people down for payment. And some of them might be too stupid to see it as well. It's their problem, not mine. You don't get really insane asylum people running government housing. It will never work. It is a complete insane asylum when they're living there. Mission Australia knows about it. And they're doing nothing. They're getting 6-figure salaries. Who is that helping? I'm just at a blank because they're not. Where are the benchmarks? So that's my question. So if all this helping the poor and stuff is actually helping, why doesn't anyone actually care? Where is the help? Why is government housing 10-year waiting lists to get in? Why, if you're somebody who's working, who has a couple of kids, and you fall on a hard time, and you need a help up to stop you from your whole life spiraling, you have to wait for 10 years to get into government housing. Wait after these people. And you can't. You won't get any help. There is no help available because government housing isn't there. It's not working. There's nothing there. Just like when they're supposed to be not having 10 people living there, and they do. And there's nothing there, no one. That's how they're functioning it. That's what the bad actors are doing on purpose. So if you need a job and you need to be stable and then get yourself set up and you're going to be shining and life is going to be rainbows and sunshine and lollipops and puppy dogs, and all you need is a little bit of help, you can't get it. It's not available. There are 10-year waiting lists because government housing isn't working. How good do you feel? You feel good about helping the poor? Feel really good? Cortisone in your brain going off now? Where are the safety standards? Where are the benchmarks? Where are the guidelines? Where are the standards? It's not working. It's not working at all. You need to get the people who aren't functioning out of it. Out. They can not have anything to do with it. They're not trying to be helped. They're demons. They're running it into the ground. You get a functioning revolutionary. No other country has this, except for the UK and America, New Zealand, Canada. You get a functioning government housing. Someone will fall on hard times. Then they'll move into government housing. Their life will not be destroyed. They'll be able to go and get a job. They'll be able to go and get their life together. And then they'll be able to function. And bad things won't fall upon them. And then they'll move out. And then somebody else who needs it will move in. That's a functioning society that might make you feel actually good, not just the cortisone with this fake belief that it is. If somebody is in so much need and desperation, why are they going into government housing and dealing drugs and living there illegally, not on the lease, for a year to date? Going on a year now. No. So, that's why people who are rich, they don't understand this. They're going to be fooled by the demons, by the Antichrist. Some people who happen to have a real world experience, like I do, won't be fooled by this. I will not be fooled by this. I'm old soul at this. I would love to see somebody actually come in here who needed help, who was a genuine person. I have never seen that.